you get your raise by
I'm not gonna
law.
get a raise, sir.
You what?
There will be no raise for Congress this year.
There'll be no raise?
There will be no raise.
How about last year?
There was no raise last year.
Well, I'm proud of you.
Okay.
Now, you gave the military 3%,
Yes, sir.
right? You gave everybody in the government, federal government, right, 2%.
If I'm not mistaken, that's correct.
Well, I know it's correct. Okay, now, you took away the raise that you said there was no cost of living increase last year. Well, you know what? That's not true. You know just as well as I do as the cost of living. You took away the raises, cost of living increase for seniors and their Social Security. You took it away from SSI. And what are you going to do about it?
Okay. Number one, a typical company, if you were to retire from, say, Brown and Root, Mississippi Power, probably Northrop Grumman, the day you retire, that's the check you're going to get the rest of your life. Same check. Every month, the rest of your life. In fact, I did a little checking. Something like 92% of all private sector companies do not give a cost of living adjustment to their retirees. The nation for over 20 years has done so. The fact of the matter is that, yes, insurance has gone up dramatically, but I was checking today. I paid the exact same price for a gallon of gasoline today as that I did for a gallon of gasoline the day Katrina hit. The reason I know that is that the Pure gas station in Bay St. Louis is gone. The sign for the Pure gas station in Bay St. Louis is still there, $2.55 a gallon. So again, it's supposed to be based on a market basket of goods. And the year before that, you'll recall, there was a lot of inflation because the price of gasoline was way up. And folks on retirement, Social Security retirement, got something like a 4+% increase. But that's the reason. And then, of course, the other thing is, quite honestly, we want to see to it that the Social Security Trust Fund is there. Come 2017 will be the first year that we don't collect enough in taxes to actually pay out what goes out. So every COLA just aggravates that and moves that day forward to where we don't have enough money in the trust fund to pay for people. Now, that's not the end of the world. That happened during the Reagan years, and a guy who had run on limited government and on less taxes, Ronald Reagan, working with, I know, a Democratic Congress and I think a Republican Senate, I think the Republicans had the Senate then, passed a change to ask those people who are still working and their employers to pay a little bit more. And that's how we kicked the can out to 2017.
Okay, now.
Yes, sir. I wasn't a member of Congress then. I want to make that clear. That was 1982, but that's what Congress did.
Okay. Last time you had your meeting in Moss Point, I was there.
A lot of people were there.
Now, I had my picture spread across the front page of the paper.
Okay.
Okay? Now, when I walked into your office a couple of days later, right, you were a worker there named Billy, okay, wanted to throw me out, got up from his desk and told me to get from around the side of his desk and go around to the front. After he wanted to show me this picture, because I had never seen it. And you know what? He put his hand on me. I should have went to the police department and had him arrested for assault.
So, sir,
Wait, I'm not done yet. Okay, now, and I know this for a fact, he called the IRS. Okay? And
sir,
had...
let me stop you right there.
Yeah?
If you know that for a fact, if you know that any governmental employee did that, you can send them to prison and have a huge fine. So if you know that for a fact, I encourage you to go to the DA.
Well,
I encourage you to go to the DA.
I know somebody who works for the IRS.
Okay.
I'll tell you.
Go to the DA.
In fact, I'll tell you what. My cousin, okay, sat on Roosevelt's committee to draw up the Social Security Act.
Okay.
His last name was Ruth. You can check on that.
Okay.
Go in the letter.
Okay, now here's a letter from the IRS where they said that I owe them $2,000 and some dollars
Okay.
from 97, which when in 97 it was $800 and some dollars.
compound interest.
Yeah, well, you look it up there and look at all the different amounts, how they calculate it.
Yeah, we'll look at it.
Okay?
But I want to make this perfectly clear. And thank you for your question. We're going to move on.
I'm not done.
If anyone, well, I am with you, if anyone ever feels like an elected official has had you singled out to have the IRS look at you, I want to make this really clear.
You got elected, he wasn't singled out.
Yeah.
He wasn't elected.
Or appointed. That there is a huge fine associated with that, there's a prison sentence associated with that, and I encourage you to go to your district attorney or and file charges against them. And I'll just leave it at that. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. We will look into this.
Rudy, thank
You want it back?
You can keep it.
Okay. Yes, sir, Rudy.
Rudy, thank you. Moses Springs. Congressman, a lot of us are alarmed by the overreaching of, it's just suddenly enormous.
Almost 80 years old.
Things that are just, that didn't happen when we were kids. It's just-
Well, actually, the first czar was in the 1930s. I'm guessing you were either not born or a kid then.
That's good.
Okay. So it did happen. Secondly, no one in the federal government has the title czar. A single line on anything that says czar. It is a nickname, just like people call people boss, call people chief.
I don't care
But
what you
there
call it.
is
They're
no
communists.
official title czar for anyone in the United States government.
But I need that word.
No. I'm not telling you don't worry. If you choose to worry, but the first czars go back to the Hoover days. They've been around, the Bush administration, so-called czars, again, just a nickname, chief, boss, person in charge, whatever you want to call it.
They work for
And
us.
quite honestly, as long as they live within the law,
They don't.
I don't have a problem with someone being in charge. Having been around here after Katrina, I wanted to call up somebody who said, yes, I can put a ship off at Ship Island, and I'm gonna fly helicopters to Europe to save people's lives. Yes, I'm gonna put a hospital ship in Pascagoula. When I called Stephen Blum, the head of the National Guard Bureau, yes, I forgot. You got 7,000 Mississippi National Guardsmen in Iraq. You're short-handed. I'm gonna get you National Guardsmen from the other 50 states to backfill and help out. I like people who take charge within their legal responsibilities. Because what I found, sir, don't interrupt, because quite honestly,
Don't
when I saw
interrupt.
Katrina,
So you have a
the
power to
big
speak.
one was a bunch of guys saying, hey, what's up, okay.
I don't think so.
And you don't need one, as long as it comes in the law. Now, if anybody steps out of line of the law,
Don't interrupt.
then I'm with you. Yes, sir. No, sir.
No, he's the boss. Don't you? He's the boss. So
Carol. All right, how about you? Is Walter a relative? No. Okay.
Speaker of the House,
No, he's the president of the Senate.
President of the Senate.
Speaker of the House is Nancy.
Well, let me remind you that I did not call Trent Lassiere. I'm not in the business
We
of
don't
being
care
the
what
call police. I got bigger fish to fry, like the war in Iraq, like the war in Afghanistan. And quite honestly, I don't get all caught up in what he says, she says. What the rest of America does is what the rest of America does. But you can check the records, I was silent on the Trent Lott issue. Quite honestly, I was amazed that somebody who was as smart as Trent didn't just come right back and say, you know what? He was for a balanced budget, he was for a strong national defense. That's what I meant to say about strong
Why
government.
didn't allow you
But
to
he
do
didn't.
that?
And if someone would have said, what do you think Trump was thinking? Then no one asked me what I thought Trump was thinking at the time. No, sir, members of the House don't vote on Senate. Well, as an individual, yes, I was in a position to vote for him as senator. But the selection to make him the president of the Senate is done by his fellow senators. I intend to do the same thing I did for Trent Lott. No.
Nothing. Why should he?
Sir, you know, the guys on talk radio don't really have a lot of responsibility and have all day long to criticize other things for what they have said. No, the answer is, I do not intend to.